Well, hello and welcome to Friday, the 30th of August, 2024. I am Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and this is your status chat. We'll have a pretty quick one today. I don't want to spend too much time, but there's a few things we'll look at, and then I'll leave you with a question. If you like this content, please go to CallDelToSell.com, find the tab that says on YouTube, click it, and it'll open up a page of QR codes. There you can use a smartphone to scan and get to the YouTube page, or you can just mouse over and click it on a PC. There you'll be able to subscribe to this little button over here and click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when each Friday's blog has been uploaded. Thank you. Alrighty, what we got coming on here is from the BEA. And this is this week's announcement. We saw that we had some encouraging news. Gross domestic product, second estimate, corporate profits, preliminary estimate, second quarter 2024. Now this is from the government itself, so you know we can rely on the accuracy of its data anytime. Now we look at the real GDP percent change from preceding quarter, so that's just the quarter over quarter type thing, and we see that we're actually higher than we were quarter one. So things heated up the second half. I mean, we had all that talk about since December of 23 about rate cuts. People keep spending money. I know I can't lay off some things. I just have to keep going. It says the increase in the Rio GDP primarily reflected an increase in consumer spending, private inventory investment, and non-residential fixed investment. Imports, which are a subtraction in the calculation of GDP, increase. So we're importing more of the stuff that the consumers are spending on. So it says compared to the first quarter, the accelerations in real GDP in the second quarter primarily reflect an upturn in private inventory investment and accelerated consumer spending. These movements were partially offset by a downturn in residential fixed investment. Now it's going to talk this next little paragraph. I don't want to read much more out of this, but it's just kind of giving us a little heads up leading into the section that matters to most of us. Personal income. Current dollar personal income increased by $233.6 billion in the second quarter. Now here it is, a downward revision of $4 billion from the previous estimate. Now we also had the increase primarily reflected increases in compensation and personal current transfer receipts. Now the next one, disposable personal income increased by $183 billion or 3.6% in the second quarter. A downward revision of $3.2 billion from the previous estimate. So we see that savings, guess what they're going to go? They're going to be a downward revision of $34.1 billion from the previous estimates that we have going on here. Now, the U.S. economy, let's have some good news because we can always go to Reuters. Reuters says the U.S. economy displays resilience with low layoffs. Second quarter is very solid. Now, when we look at that, it sounds pretty good because we were hearing a lot about layoffs just a while back. It seemed like the tech industry kind of lit into layoffs there all at once. We do have some NVIDIA news. I think I'll skip it for today's show, but it shows that people are just still not loving AI. But what it's saying is where we were just looking for any excuse whatsoever to call for the Fed to lower the rate so we can start turning on the printing presses and running out the money, making it rain, it reversed pretty quickly. And then we had job numbers on the labor side there. They were revised down, and that was a little upsetting. And what we're seeing is pretty well much life as normal, business as usual, a lot of noise, a lot of fluff, which brings us to our last little bit right here. It is Fred's Case-Shiller Index. Now I'm going to zoom in on it because we want to look at those little numbers down at the bottom. Now this only goes, I think, to the second quarter because we obviously haven't finished the third quarter yet. But what are we seeing? We saw a massive downturn long before the recession of 2008. So we don't seem like we have that yet. and we kind of come trotting along, and we're going up at a healthy, kind of normal pace right along here. And then we had the COVID thing and the panic buying and all that kind of stuff. And where are we now? Where are we now? We're at an all-time high. So what do you think about that? Well, all of this stuff has been going on by these talking heads and pundits telling you that we're on the verge of a crash, and we always have to realize it could happen, and we always lose a job or get an illness or any number of things that disrupt life. But we've got people that get the clickbait out there on the gloom and doom, and then we have on the opposite, which are no better, are the Norman Vincent Peale, the everything's going to be all right. It's a great time to do everything and just spin. Somewhere in between is the peak where we really need to be for our peak efficiency. So let's get into our numbers for this week. Hello, I'm Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, CallDelToSell. That's 1 L and Del, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. This week, let's see how it happened in our local MSA. So last week of 8/23/24, the base point we're going from 23,036 in the opportunities that went up. Over the previous period, we had 4175 in the under contract still showing. That also went up only by 3, literally 3 from the previous week, and it remained the same. The ratio between them 18%. This week, 8/30/2024, we have 23,323 in the opportunities. That is up. And we see that we are down to 4146 in the under contract still showing. And yet with those changes, the index between them, the ratio is still 18. So nothing really happening. But if we go back one last time and look at this screen, we see prices continue to go up even with these high interest rates. And we did see that about this time where that dip is, we did see a little bit of guessing that finally now that the government's going to drop those cost of monies down. And so it was reflected in the mortgage rates. But they haven't changed since December of last year. They have not changed since December of last year. So if we come all the way down to here, what was the number? 278. Okay, let's call it 279 in December when they said rates were coming down. But they haven't. And where are they today? According to Shiller Index, 325. So as Emily Latella famously said, sometimes you just don't know. All right. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you have a great, safe weekend. It's been hot all week. I hope you've been able to stay inside and off re-roofing roofs or laying tarmac on the highways, that sort of thing. So take care. We'll see you next week.